Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Fury in major UK city as popular park like Wild West, with orgies and drugs. Outraged residents are demanding that a Wild West, London park be shut at night, amidst claims that it's being wrecked by mass orgies and rampant drug use. The Friends of Finsbury Park claim they've witnessed sex parties involving up to 80 men, which have devastated local wildlife habitats. The group has described the aftermath of these events as disgusting, with remnants strewn across the 110-acre site, including countless condoms, lubricants, human waste, and drug paraphernalia. Some locals are adamant about keeping their children away from what's become a breeding ground for crime over the years. Alarmingly, the historic park, dating back 150 years, has been a scene of multiple gruesome crimes from murders, sexual assaults, to muggings of youngsters at knife point. Echoing scenes straight out of HBO's hit crime series, The Wire, the park's current state has stirred the conservationist group FOFP to propose locking the park after dark, a strategy employed by other parks around the city to combat such problems and protect the area's natural habitats. Katie Dawson, who leads the charity FOFP, points out that although Haringey Council previously cited budget constraints as a reason for not locking the park, events like Wireless Festival generate over £1.2 million annually for the park's coffers, suggesting funds should not be an issue. "It's pretty grisly," admitted Ms. Dawson, shedding light on photos that underscore an ongoing issue now reaching its boiling point after a colossal event last weekend. "It's just not a safe place. Crime and antisocial behavior are out of control." Shocking the community, Ms. Dawson recounted how last weekend saw an unsettling scene where nature was savagely disrupted. Shrub beds ruthlessly torn up in a sprawling gay orgy involving scores of men. The park, a known hotspot for homosexual cruising, has become a beacon for those seeking impromptu sexual encounters. "We know there's sex work, drug taking, and drug dealing," Ms. Dawson elaborated, detailing rampant sexual transgressions and wanton reveling in the area. "We have a lot of sexual antisocial behavior, people meeting up for orgies." Describing the aftermath of the lurid events from the previous weekend, she said, "There was a mass gathering last weekend where about 80 men went into the park after dark and left all their detritus behind. Don't miss Hosier Review. Irish Star captivated audience through torrents." Surveying the chaotic aftermath, she listed the refuse left by the hedonistic horde. The place was covered with an enormous amount of debris: ripped pants, hundreds of condoms, soiled wet wipes, packets of lube, human excrement, drugs, and needles. Apart from the lewd litter, the historic natural beauty of the park suffered severe damage. But they have also ripped up lots of historic shrub beds that support nesting birds. 5 have been destroyed by guys going in there and trying to create space to do their thing. It's pretty horrible. Reflecting on a once-concealed past due to legal prohibitions against homosexuality, she distinguished this contemporary phenomenon. "There has been a long history of when homosexuality was illegal, but this is something else. This is men's prearranged orgies. I don't know what other word I can think of. It's the mass meeting up of men having sex. It's just not right for a park where people are bringing their kids the next day, going jogging, or having their lunch." Gio Iazi, a mum of 2 who lives near the park and has been a resident in the area for more than 2 decades, is appalled by the seedy activities. She would no longer bring her children to the park, fearing for their safety amid the sordid acts. "It's the Wild West of criminality," Ms. Iazi stated, expressing her disgust at the nefarious deeds taking place in what should be a family-friendly environment. "It's well known that there's group sex in the park." According to Ms. Iazi, the park has been forsaken by the authorities, leaving it a hotbed of crime and unsavory behavior. It has been abandoned by the police and councillors. Because it borders 3 boroughs, we feel no one's taking responsibility for it. The council are milking it for all of the money they can. There are drug deals, group sex, rapes, murders. Despite the park's picturesque setting, locals now associate it with danger and neglect, feeling unsafe and ignored. Ms. Ayazi voiced the community's concerns. It all feels very unsafe. We feel totally unsupported. There's no urgency about all of this criminality going on in our park. Read more. Murder probe after stabbed man left for dead in car dies owner of £1 and 3 pence M flats, with latest Banksy admits he'll sell to highest bidder suspected Banksy artwork, appears on the side of London building. We use your sign up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. Read our privacy policy. The situation has deteriorated so much that some residents consider the park a no-go area, with complaints that the council seems indifferent to their plights. It sometimes feels like a no-go zone. It feels like the council is not interested in keeping it safe and protected. The sense of abandonment is palpable, prompting comparisons to gritty depictions of urban decay. No one's taking responsibility. It's like something out of The Wire, that's how it feels. In a graphic account from another local, a young man recalls an unsettling encounter within the park's boundaries last September. It's absolutely disgusting. He and his friend were inadvertently witnesses to what appeared to be a lurid rendezvous amongst the foliage. We were walking through Finsbury Park at night towards the exit at Manor House. We disturbed a large group of men who started to run away from what appeared to be an orgy in the bushes. We didn't know what to think at first, but from the sheer number of people and the lack of security, we were both left feeling unnerved. Since then, I have spoken with other friends who have witnessed the same kind of thing. It's shocking that this stuff is allowed to continue. The park is not locked at night, which is very unusual for an inner-city park, Ms. Dawson said. It has become well known as a place you can go after dark. A park is somewhere local people go to enjoy. For most people living around the park, it's their garden. It's upsetting. We've been saying for a long time we need to do what most other parks in London do and lock it at night. The council say they have no money, but they host these massive concerts in the summer, so they can probably afford to pay a park keeper to lock up the park and unlock it in the morning. We already have a perimeter fence. It's wrong for the council to seemingly think it's not their problem. We are sick of banging our heads against the wall and watching the park deteriorate. It's just nonsense. They just don't care about the park. It's a much-loved, much-needed space for an awful lot of people. CLLR Emily Arkell of Haringey Council has pledged to keep Finsbury Park as available to the public as feasibly possible, ruling out closure except in extreme situations. We are determined to keep Finsbury Park as accessible and open as possible, the Cabinet Member for Culture and Leisure affirmed. Acknowledging the crucial role the park plays, CLLR Arkell noted, "We recognize in this post-COVID world how important it is to our communities and residents, who commute to and from work via the park and exercise there in the early mornings and late evenings." Stressing the importance of public safety, she added, "It is essential that everyone feels safe inside Finsbury Park, and we have taken, and continue to take, strong steps to ensure that remains the case." To combat antisocial behavior, she highlighted measures such as, "We've installed CCTV cameras and overhead lighting as well as increased staff presence, including ongoing regular patrols, to prevent antisocial behavior. Our commitment to community safety includes collaborating on initiatives like the Triborough Clear, Hold, Build project, led by police to combat serious crime," CLLR Arkell stated. She underlined the council's position with, "As outlined in our latest Parks and Green Spaces strategy, we would only consider locking the park in exceptional circumstances, as there is no legal requirement for us to do so." Arkell exhorted park goers to be proactive about security. "We would encourage park users who witness incidents of antisocial behavior in Finsbury Park to report it to the police by calling 101. CLLR Arkell concluded firmly, "We are all determined to stamp this out in Finsbury Park." A spokesperson for the Met Police stated, "Finsbury Park is a public space for everyone to enjoy, and we would encourage all who use the park to do so respectfully and considerately." Local officers regularly patrol the park, and we work with partners, including the council and community groups, to address any concerns raised by park users and local residents, to tailor these patrols. Any criminality that is flagged to our officers will be assessed and investigated accordingly, with those responsible liable for arrest.